companies that we have today can be doing the greatest thing on earth and can destroy the world. Depends what you want to use it for. You can use it to make massive amount of Jews religious. Massive. Radio, I'll give you an example of a radio. Last week I told a story, last Monday, but I couldn't tell the full story because I didn't have permission from the person to use his name. I don't like to tell stories unless if I say the name on the air. Because when I say the name, everyone can go and check if the story is 100% as I said. If I don't say the name, it's enough for me that some people think I'm making up stories or exaggerating. That's already not worth it for me to tell the story. So what happened? Last week, actually the story started a month ago. Listen good what happened. A month ago, I get a telephone call on a Tuesday afternoon from a person named Michael Biton from Brooklyn. Never saw him in my life, never spoke to him before. He calls me up about a month ago, maybe by now, maybe 40 days from now, something like that. He said to me, I just heard you on the radio. Every Tuesday between 9 and 11, I'm in Hidabrut radio. It's all over Brooklyn. So that week, it was Shabbat. I'm speaking about Shabbat. Probably you know my lecture about Shabbat. If you didn't hear it at least 3 times, make sure you do it. You must hear it and know it by heart. If you argue with other people that Mechalel Shabbat, you know what to answer. So they listen to the lecture about Shabbat, and he calls me up. He said, me and my wife are sitting here in a car, and I'm shaking now. I don't know what to do, he says. He said, I have many kids, all of them religious, Baruch Hashem. One of them is completely not religious. He's 20, 21 years old. He became completely not religious. He even went to crime without saying exactly what he was doing. Hashem Yirachem. Amevin Yavin. He said to me, he lives in my basement. He's not Shomer Shabbat. He's doing laundry in a house on Shabbat, knowing we all of us Shomer Shabbat. I cannot do anything with him. What should I do? Am I allowed to keep him in my home or not? Maybe I'm helping him to make his sins. By keeping him in my own facility, he used my stuff to be Mechalel Shabbat. Maybe I'm a part of the sin. I don't know what to do. I know my heart will tell me it's my son. I have to help him. But maybe I'm destroying him more and myself with him. It's an halacha question. What should I do? Should I tell him, find yourself a place? Or I should continue to close my eyes like I don't see what he does? My heart is burning. So I started to talk to him. I said, instead of thinking what to do with him, why don't we make him religious? He said, no, he was in yeshiva when he was a kid. He was very good until a certain age. Something went wrong, and he went all the way to the other side. He doesn't want to hear anything from religion. If I tell him a rabbi wants to talk to you, there's no chance. I say, okay, let's send him CDs. No, he won't even listen. Don't waste your time. So I'm thinking, I say, I tell you what, I have an idea. I have this debate with the priest. Don't tell him it's religion. It's very entertaining. Tell him the rabbi against the priest. It's a show. Let him watch. He will watch 10 minutes. He's going to like it, and he's going to listen to the whole thing. He said, you know what, let's do it. So we send him the debate. Then a week later he calls me up. He said, you know what, it worked. I watched it first. I really liked it. I came to him and said, you have to listen to it. Okay, so he agreed to listen. He put it in the computer. He watched the debate. He even brought his friends to watch it with him. You have to see. So he said, now he's excited. He really liked the show there. So now, since he already liked you, don't you have other videos? I said, of course. I'll send you Torah and Science. See, you watch Torah and Science, and we'll bring him back to life. So, okay, send it. Right away, I email my shipping guy, send him another video. No, send him Torah and Science. We send him Torah and Science, 4 hours film. Watched it 10 times, he said. Now I went to Canada. I sent him the Torah and Science. 3 days later, I went to seminar weekend in Canada. Motzei Shabbat, Saturday night, I check my messages. I see Mr. Michael Biton left me a message. If you can call me back, you send me the Torah and Science DVD. If you can call me back tonight, it's better than tomorrow, tonight. But I'm very busy. I have 2 lectures that night, so I couldn't call him back. Monday night, I came back to New York. I drove 10 hours from Toronto to Queens, 10 hours. Right, I had 2 lectures. I didn't have time for him. I didn't have time. So right away I came here, I do 2 lectures. Next day, I forgot about him. Tuesday. The next day, Tuesday, 6 p.m., my son comes to me, Abba, someone is in the door for tzedakah. Saw a man with a long beard, Haredi. So my son, what does he know? A little kid. He understands, it's tzedakah. And he tells me, it's tzedakah. I come to the door. So he said to me, no, not tzedakah. Grab my hand, hugging me, kissing me, tears in his eyes. Say, come, let's go to the library room. We go into the library room, we sit there. I'm Michael Biton. Remember we spoke on the phone? I said, sure, of course, how can I forget? You're not going to believe what happened. So my son kept the whole Shabbat. The whole Shabbat he kept with us, everything. Now he told me yesterday, please take me to Eichler's. It's a bookstore, gift store in Brooklyn. I said, what do you have to do in Eichler's? He said, don't ask questions, let's go to Eichler's. I take him to Eichler's, he buy tzitzit, buy Tehillim. Reborn. So I said to him, listen, tomorrow I'm giving a lecture in Brooklyn. That was last Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Brooklyn, in Mill Basin. Why don't you bring him to the shiur, to the lecture? He said, no, he has to go to the Bronx. They have to check him over there, this, that. He has to go to sleep very early, but you know what, I'll mention it to him. The next day, I'm on my way to Brooklyn. I said, let me give him a call. I call him. He said, I'm for sure coming. But him, I don't know. You know what, let's put him on the line. He puts his son on the line. I spoke to him.